Hi, I'm Annie Copps, the food editor at Yankee Magazine, and welcome to my kitchen. Spring has sprung here in New England, and when I think of spring, I think of asparagus and peas and fiddleheads, and today we're going to make one of my favorite dishes with asparagus. It's hummus with a twist. Now, when you think of asparagus, I think that maybe you're thinking about 5 different types of asparagus. There really are just 2. When you're in your market, you'll see these very thin ones, you'll see white asparagus, and you'll also see these thick ones. The thick and the thin are actually from the same plant, but different parts of the plant. The white asparagus is grown when it comes up in the soil. Every time it grows a little bit and pokes its head out, it gets covered with soil, so the chlorophyll never has a chance to develop. So let's make some asparagus hummus. We start with a bunch of asparagus. I'm going to give them a rinse. These have been patted dry. Now, the ends are very fibrous and woody, and I like to trim them by just holding them in my hands and snapping it. The asparagus will tell you where it wants to be broken. Just do a few of these. And once you have them all trimmed up, line them up and cut them into about 2-inch pieces. So let's cook this asparagus. Alrighty, so into a pot of boiling salted water, the asparagus goes, and we're using salted water so that it keeps these beautiful asparagus nice and bright green, and it's going to add a little bit of flavor. We let the asparagus cook for 4 minutes or so till it's nice and tender, and from the jacuzzi into the ice bath it goes. And what the ice bath does is it helps again keep this beautiful verdant spring asparagus nice and green. It also stops the cooking so we don't end up with mush. Alrighty, into the food processor are drained and patted dry asparagus, 2 cloves of garlic, and you don't have to really chop them up too much because they're going to get buzzed in the food processor, but this garlic's going to add some really lovely heat to this. The zest, about a tablespoon of a lemon, and I love this microplane. Then about 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And I gave this lemon a roll beforehand because that helps break up the membranes and get more juice out. Now, I'm using my hand as a filter, and I'm just going to squeeze out the lemon juice. Then, about a tablespoon of salt, some white pepper, 2 tablespoons of tahini, and tahini is sesame butter. And then 1 15-ounce can of chickpeas. Chickpeas are also called garbanzo beans. Just give these a good rinse so that they don't taste of the tinny can. I'm going to pop the lid onto our food processor here and just kind of pulse it. There we go. About 1/3 of a cup, right in there. That'll emulsify the oil. And that should do it. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to give a little taste, just to make sure. Oh, yum. Now, I think this hummus is so delicious you could just eat it with a spoon right out of the bowl, and I've been known to do that, but it's a little bit more ladylike and traditional to use pita chips. So we're going to just take some pita bread. Oh, get your oven on to 375. And I like to stack them up. We're going to make triangles out of these. So stack them up, cut it in half, stack again, cut that in half, and then quarters. Now there you've got your triangle, and then you just peel it apart. How easy is that? Onto a baking tray. And we're going to top this with dukkha, which is an Egyptian spice blend. Now I know that sounds fancy, but it's really quite easy. A little bit of olive oil on top so that they toast up nice and crunchy. Pita chips are nice and oiled up. We're just going to put a thin coating of the dukkha spice blend on top, and then we're going to pop it into the oven for about 10 minutes or until nice and golden brown. All right, let's get these still warm pita chips together with our delicious asparagus hummus. Arrange that nicely. Oh, I had to have a bite. Oh, that's really good. Really, really good. For this recipe for the asparagus hummus and the dukkha spiced pita chips, come visit us at yankeemagazine.com. And thanks.